The Square Ball Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the show. It's brought to you by Levi Solicitors. 10%, Michael, 10% discount. Legal fees off.
Just 10%?
I think you can get more on 3 very, very special legal services, which are...
Wills, probate, conveyancing.
Tell us a little bit about it. No, don't tell us a little bit about each. You can find them. You should know what they are by now.
I don't fully know what they all are.
Probate is executing people's estate. No, their estates when they die and all that kind of thing. Conveyancing is when you move house. Wills is before you die. It's about saying what you want, and then probate pick it up afterwards.
Ah, nice one.
So that's good, isn't it?
Good to get all them on the cheap.
The before and the after services. That's what you're after. 15% discount available on those. Where?
Levi Solicitors.
No, where do you find the code?
Phil Hay Monday Club.
Yeah, which is one of our new shows, which is in your feed. Find it. The discount sickens me, this. Dan, Michael and Rob directing you towards levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball for your 10% discount on this one.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, 15% discount over on the other show. Details there. Christ. Part 3 of the show, Heroes and Villains. Ken Bates Villain of the Week award is the first part of this. Again, Michael, we're not having anybody filtered into petty grievances this week because we sort of subdivide it, don't we?
I think they're all legit.
All legit, genuine, upfront candidates. So, genuine candidates. Let me run you through some names. Javi Gracia.
The favourite, must be said. He got the most nominations. Willy Gnonto's burner accounts, doing some fine work.
Weston McKennie's friend Diego for his shit stirring. Maddison feels high up my list. Orta, obviously. Bamford for his miss. Dean Smith and John Terry for, you can figure out the reasons. As Luca B says, no explanation needed for those two. Ian Acho for being quick, and Jamie Vardy, similar.
For being quick and having what's the description of his name? It's something like they don't like the way his name sounds or something, or is written. That was another complaint about Ian Acho.
Really?
I think it's just difficult to say as a name, so fair enough.
Oh, that's it. It also doesn't have a phonetically sound name, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So go on, pick the bones out of those. Who's your front runner? Who's your candidates?
Gracia's an interesting one this week because we'll come on to some of the scores for the Fulham and Leicester games, but
are they quite low?
They are very low, yeah. But I mean, Fulham was a sort of similar performance in some ways, but it was very much seemed to be pinned on the players. Gracia didn't do well, but there were players doing a lot worse than him. But then against Leicester, you get lowest score for a player was 3.25. Javi 1.87.
What did Javi get in the Fulham game?
There's quite a gap there.
So he got 1.54 in the Fulham game. This is out of 10, scored by our TSB Plus members, by the way. Yeah,
but the gap from him to the next lowest, the Leicester game, was quite sizable, which suggests people were blaming it very much on him.
1.87 out of 10 against Leicester, 1.54 out of 10 against Fulham. Wow.
It's a shame now this has all gone for Javi. I liked him when he came in. He just seemed to be normal and sensible, and you thought, he's just going to do the obvious things.
And I think, has he not come in and tried to do that, Robin? And what he's just found is that this is not a normal club.
It's weird, isn't it, what's happened? What changed against Palace? It was all fine, wasn't it? And then, yeah, he seems consumed by it himself now. It's hard to kind of figure out.
We break everything, don't we? I mean, I replied to Bryn Law talking about the televising of the Man City game, which is going to break the 3 p.m. blackout, isn't it, on telly? And I just, like, tongue-in-cheek, I said, we break everything. But it's true of Javi, isn't it?
It should just not be played, that game.
Just, like, a 3-0 victory to them.
It should be a complete blackout where we just don't even see highlights or anything.
Will that be the swan song for the Pyjamas third kit?
Yeah, I guess it
probably will be, won't it?
Good riddance.
What a way to go out.
Horrible shit.
Yeah, because we've got Bournemouth, we're going to wear white. Man City will wear pyjamas.
Is that one a tenner yet in the club shop? Or are they still trying to get 25 quid off people for that one?
Home, obviously, against Newcastle. Away at West Ham, we should be in all white. And then at home against Spurs, we're going to be in white. So, yeah, that'll be the end of it.
Good.
We've seen the back of the yellow kit now, then, I presume. Unless we wear it at West Ham. Yeah.
But, yeah, Javi's score is edging. He's probably got one more bad game and he'll be below Marsh, I reckon, because Marsh finished on 4.84 as his score for the season. Javi, 5.17. So he's getting right down there anyway. So, yeah, he's...
I've just realised we've only got one more chance to win in the pyjamas kit, probably, which is Man City. So, and then I don't think we will have won in either of the away kits this season. I worked it out.
Wow. Truly a memorable season.
Anyway, back on.
Yeah, so Gracia got loads of them for, as you would imagine, not playing Gnonto, being too passive, people just questioning what is going on.
All for all the reasons you can figure out. Talk to me about Maddison, Rob, because Bay Area Brandon, rather, not happy with the constant diving and whinging to the ref, who was also shit.
That time he collided with Aronson in midfield and held his chest. Aronson weighs about 8 stone when wet. Fuck off, James, which is well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there was a lot of sort of fish diving, wasn't there? Kind of throw yourself, kind of.
I did download the full game as well, just so I could watch him dive on the edge of our box, just to make sure there was no contact. There was none. None at all.
Yeah.
So I think he should have had either a lengthy ban or his wrists broken or something as punishment.
You genuinely would like to see VAR have its remit extended to deal with stuff like this. If they're going to use it and bollocks up everything else, bollocks up this and stop this.
Yeah, if you're going to... And also, like with diving, and I very much include our players in this, if after a game you can see someone rolling around when there's been no contact, or like even if there's a level of contact which wouldn't have hurt them at all, if they're rolling around trying to get someone sent off, just fucking ban them for a game. Like, it's stupid, and it makes a difficult job in refereeing incredibly difficult when you've got someone constantly pretending to be injured when there's been absolutely no contact. So make it more like the 80s. Is what I'm saying. Let everyone have one. And they can all use them kicking James Maddison properly.
I was disappointed in Luke Ayling at the end of both halves, actually having a bit of a hug and a joke with Maddison. He just chinned him.
He is a good footballer, isn't he? But
that's really good.
A dreadful little prick.
Yep.
Which is a shame. It seems like the game's sort of blighted with him now. Like, giving it large to the South Stand. I mean, I said, didn't I, over on the Phil Hay show, like the one crumb of comfort I took from Forest winning was that it dropped Leicester into the bottom 3. And I thought, yeah, not so smug now, are you, Maddison?
He'll be getting a move anyway.
Of course he will, yeah.
I won't worry. Newcastle will give him like 200 grand a week or something, won't they, in summer? So I'm sure he'll do fine out of it. I quite like the pettiness of someone who could read out who's been nominated and who has nominated them, but someone who's started submitting answers with the name Otter has a small cock,
right?
Which is, like I say, it's very petty, but I'm quite happy for it to be read out.
I do like that they've not even explained the nomination. It's just they've clearly just wanted to have that name, haven't they?
Yeah, they just put Javi.
And now I've read it out. So good.
For me, it feels like it's either Javi or it's Maddison. What do you reckon? Any objections to those two as our narrowing down of candidates?
I mean, Victor Alter, Andy Smallcock have been nominated as well. Did you mention that one?
I think I might have done, yeah.
Andy from Salford, he said the dead horse is now fine mulch studded with bone shards, but Victor Alter, because he's appointed 2 managers this year, and Victor Alter's stuff. We kind of know, don't we?
I'd personally go Maddison, just because I still want to be nice to Javi just for a little while longer until he loses against Bournemouth, and then we can throw him under the bus then, I guess.
I don't think he's been deliberately horrible to anyone other than Willy Gnonto.
Who he does hate.
So
is he on? Should we put him on notice then? Javi's on notice for next week. Play Willy, let him score, and let us win. Or else.
I enjoyed Jelly's comment about that. He said there was feasibly nothing that could stop the enchanting smile of Willy Gnonto. Then in steps Javi, the evil, heartless, fun-hating bastard.
He does seem quite timid and scared, doesn't he? He seems like a fearful manager, which is a shame.
He was fine when he came as well.
I did like you were saying. I thought he was composed and kind of had like control of the situation. And even if it was going to be a bit unspectacular at times, he knew what he wanted to do. But there's zero attacking ambition there, is there? And the game management against Leicester was shat.
I'm sure he's learnt his lessons.
Maddison, then, yeah?
Yes, Maddison.
Yeah, little dick. Right, player of the year. Should we even bother? God.
Well, I think the Fulham scores need a bit of examination because, wow, there's some quite spectacular bits. Cooper, man of the match. Verba second, obviously got injured. Won't play again for us ever. Adam Forshaw in third place.
Won't play again for us.
Won't play again for us ever. Down the bottom, spectacular. Just to the previous low of the season. Do you remember the 5-2 at Brentford?
Just noticed the score.
When Llorente got 1.15. You thought it couldn't get any lower than that.
It has, hasn't it?
He's very, very comfortably beating it as Western. He ended up on 0.71.
Out of 10.
Out of 10.
Wow.
With Brendan on a...
I mean, Graham in the YUP normally gets his out of 10s wrong. But I don't think he's ever gone that low.
I think which is the French newspaper that gives
L'Equipe. That's sort of beyond L'Equipe, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
0 point.
I mean, we're going into decimal points here as well. You know.
Well, I was trying to be kind to him really by letting him round it up if you want to go higher in decimal places. But yeah, I mean, Not great reading for any of them, to be honest. Yeah, Brendan Aronson 1.16, Rasmus 1.45, Rocker 1.9.
Figure it out.
Yeah,
I think McKennie and Rocker's scores really explain why Adam Forshaw is our third best player from that game.
It does tell a story as well that the numbers have generally dropped below 7, whereas with Leicester, Jackie got over 7.17, rightly man of the match for that one. Sinistera just shy of 7. Melier scored quite highly, 6.5, despite his kicking. Same with Rodrigo. So it felt like a better performance as reflected in the numbers. Yeah, Brendan's not come out of this with any great glory.
He was top of he was in Player of the Year contention earlier, wasn't he?
I know. Scoring less than the ref in this game. Blimey.
Yeah, so on Player of the Year then, Tyler Adams is doing really well now by not playing. If he can not play again for the rest of this season, it's his.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Although a wild final day against Spurs when we win and secure our Premier League status, we'll see some 9s and 10s dished out, I dare say, which could,
Yeah, but over an average, I don't know. I think the only hope for that is if Sonny Perkins comes in and scores loads of goals, because I think he's currently about 8th in this list or something.
This is within Wilf's grasp, I think, though. If Wilf Gnonto plays on Sunday.
If he's allowed to play.
Yeah.
If he's allowed to play. But
yeah, the bad man won't let him, will
the
he?
top 5 currently includes Daniel James and Mateusz Klich.
Cool. Yeah.
Which probably tells you a bit about how the season has gone as a whole. Never mind.
Any heroes in there? Let's do the Gaetano Berardi Hero of the Week award. Candidates: Tyler Adams again. Sean misses him deeply.
Yeah, I mean that's reflected in the scores, isn't it? But yeah, I mean Jackie, the obvious front runner for this, I would say he was really good.
Shall I read out a list of names and that are not Jackie? Melier, Brendan, Sinistera, Somerville, McKennie, and Rodrigo and Cooper are all nominated from a Leeds perspective. Jackie, yeah.
Well, it ain't going to be McKennie or Brendan because the Fulham game falls into this.
Right.
So they can't, having received 2 of the worst scores of the season, the worst and third worst score of the season, we can't really give it to them. But we can say in mitigation they were a lot better against Leicester.
Yeah, and Wedge specifically about Brendan says that he showed us he can actually stand up when he wants to. Maddison megged him and he hit the American brick wall. Brendan didn't even make that face he normally does when a breeze blows him over.
I think he just met a weaker force, didn't he? Well, not that Maddison is particularly weak, but he wanted to be. He wanted to go down.
He opts to be weaker, doesn't he?
A more feeble force.
Yeah. Yeah, Jackie nominated by Patrick Ryan. He's like a good Rihanna tune. Yep. Work.
Yep. Fine. In terms of non-Leeds candidates, we've got the crowd for not getting too nasty with the team. Says Ian and Skipton Welly loves the whole, in capital letters, Leeds fan base.
Why?
For having more tactical nous than the fucking manager.
Make a sub.
Wilf, as well, by his absence, gets nominations. I like how he falls under the non-playing Leeds candidates here. And, play all the way, Leeds United, the DJ.
Yeah, not Daniel James, in case you were confused.
Yeah, gets a mention.
He is LSB. They're his initials, obviously.
Yes. The non-Leeds candidates, Frank Lampard for bringing the glory years back to Chelsea, as Ken Bates stole my seat describes it. Mm-hmm. Here. Go on then, who is it?
Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie.
I would say. And I don't recall him disgracing himself against Fulham while he was not good when none of them were.
I think it's a good sign that we can't remember anything he did against Fulham.
Yeah, I think he was just averagely bad.
He got a nice middle of the park 2.66 out of 10 against Fulham. So by no means the worst, but not the best either.
As Q5 says, Jackie, he ran his pillow socks off.
Yeah, he has got very, very good feet. He had one of those good days, didn't he? Against his former suitors, no less. He might have met some of these lads down the training ground on deadline day. So one in the eye to whoever it was that tried to sell him.
I wonder who that might have been.
Don't know. It's hard to know, isn't it? It's hard to know. Does Radrizzani get any mentions here for anything, or are we just dealing purely with
for the hero?
Yeah.
Why would he?
I just wondered. I just idly wondered.
No. Nothing about him. Strangely enough.
No. Fine. Jackie is our hero of the week, then, is he?
Yeah. Seems fair enough.
Put your future predicting goggles on and tell me now what's going to happen next week in Heroes and Villains.
Pat Bamford, hero of the week.
For his hat-trick. Hat-trick Bamford again. Is he back?
For heroically hobbling on with a broken leg. A sympathy nomination. No, he might score this weekend. I fancy him to score.
Really? No, you don't. You're a liar.
Yeah, I don't know. I just made that up, really.
He's due a goal, isn't he?
Yes.
He's actually overdue a goal by several days now.
Yeah, I mean, that
be
one the
perfectly
other night,
honest.
should have just scored that one, but no.
It's all a daft knockabout, innit?
Don't feel that way.
It's all right, Michael. It's only a game. It's only a game. Rob, you're the youth and optimism and hope of this show. Close out the show with some youth and hope and optimism.
Rodrigo, after he was so fired up the other night, is either going to score the winner or he's going to get sent off, going straight through someone 2-footed, I reckon.
Maybe both. Maybe as he scores the winner, he runs off, celebrating like a child as he does in front of the away end, like that, and then he 2-foots a steward or something.
Some Bournemouth player with 2 first names, I imagine.
There we go then. We'll wrap it up there for the weekly show. Just strap in, cross everything, fingers, toes, everything, and hope that when we speak next week and on the match ball that everything's all right again. Not that it's going to be all right again until the end of the season, but we're getting there one day at a time.
Are we, though?
The Square Ball Podcast.